3 minutes ago, Congressman Jamie Raskin stepped into that hearing room, hauling a file so massive the security scanners beeped twice. Guards exchanged glances. One muttered under his breath. Raskin just gave a knowing smile, patted the stack, and delivered 5 words that are already blasting across every network. This ends today, gentlemen. Everything. And Kash Patel at the witness table, stone-faced as always. Let that mask slip for one fleeting second. Cameras nailed it. We all saw it. Stay locked in to the end. The next 12 minutes will shatter what you believed about the Epstein probe, the FBI's role, and who really gets shielded in this system. New to the channel? Subscribe now and hit notifications. This isn't just another hearing. This is the dam breaking. Picture the setup. Senate Intelligence Committee, room 2 and 16, 9:47 a.m. Place was jammed. Every chair filled, reporters lining the walls, lenses everywhere. But Raskin didn't arrive solo. 3 aides trailed him, each lugging identical black cases. They placed them on his table. Click, click, click. Lids popped open in unison. Inside, towering stacks of documents. Red tabs, yellow, green. A color-coded fortress that screamed months of prep. Patel watched. His lawyers watched. You could read the dawning panic. They'd stepped into an ambush. Opening 20 minutes, pure routine. Other senators fired off questions on counterterrorism budgets, cyber risks. Patel batted them away. Crisp, vague, clock-burning replies. He glanced at his watch twice, looked almost relaxed. Then Raskin got the mic. Director Patel. The room transformed. People straightened. Cameras zoomed. Even the stenographer paused her keys. I want to discuss a delivery that landed on my desk 36 hours ago. Patel stayed neutral. He's heard the anonymous leak line before. Standard deflection ready. Senator, I'm not aware of any specific... I'm not asking if you're aware. Raskin flipped open the first file. I'm telling you what it contains. A USB drive with 2,300 pages of internal FBI emails, memos, directives, reports from June 2019 to February 2025. All from inside your agency. All laying out a deliberate, years-long cover-up of the Epstein investigation. Silence hit hard. Not polite waiting, but stunned. Can't unhear wait. Patel leaned in. Senator, I categorically reject any suggestion. Reject whatever you like. Raskin held up the first page for cameras. It doesn't erase what's right here. Document 1, June 14th, 2019. Miami Field Office to HQ. Subject, Epstein investigation. High-profile targets. They've ID'd 34 individuals linked to Epstein's network. Witness statements, flight logs, photos. Request to open formal probes. He set it down. Know the reply, Director? Patel stayed silent. 3 days later, from HQ. Not advisable at this time. Recommend holding pending further review. Signed by the Deputy Director. Raskin met Patel's eyes. 34 names. Solid evidence. HQ's answer, wait. That was 6 years ago. How much longer were they supposed to hold off? One of Patel's lawyers, a sharp-eyed woman in her 40s, leaned over with a whisper. Patel shook his head slightly. No, he'd field this. Senator, investigative priorities involve complex... Complex? Raskin sliced in. Let me show you how complex it became. Document 2, August 10, 2019, 1 week after Epstein's death. Deputy Director memo to all field offices. Subject, Epstein matter. Case closure. Effective immediately. The Epstein case is closed. All subsidiary investigations suspended. All evidence transferred to HQ for archival purposes. He paused. Archival purposes? That's bureau speak for bury and forget. Murmurs rippled. Reporters hammered keys. Members traded looks. Patel's jaw clenched. Just enough to notice. But it gets darker. Raskin continued. 6 months later, January 2020, pre-Maxwell arrest, an analyst emails their supervisor. We have enough to proceed on Maxwell. Why the delay? Reply, political sensitivities. Waiting for clearance. Raskin stared at Patel. Political sensitivities? Who's politics director? Who was too sensitive about arresting a child trafficker? Patel's hands lay flat, unmoving, like he was bracing himself. Next, March 2021, post-Maxwell conviction. Field agent report. Maxwell has named 47 individuals in the operation. Recommend immediate investigations. Handwritten in the margin. Not approved. High-level decision. Raskin laid it down gently. High-level decision. Someone at the FBI's pinnacle, or above, ruled that 47 names tied to child trafficking weren't worth pursuing. Pause here. If this hits you, smash that like button. Seriously, YouTube needs to know people care. Drop a comment. Who do you think made that high-level call? Because we're about to see. Raskin reached for a red-covered file, top secret stamped bold. This one was classified until 72 hours ago, when a federal judge forced its release. Dated February 3rd, 2025, 2 weeks after you took office as director. He opened it. Memorandum from the FBI Director's Office to all field offices and division heads. Subject: Epstein-related investigations. New operational directives. Slow read. Effective immediately. All active Epstein case files transferred to headquarters. No field office may initiate or continue investigative activity without explicit Director's Office approval. All scheduled witness interviews suspended. All pending document requests denied pending review. He looked up. At the bottom, your signature, Director Patel. The room detonated, gallery shouts, journalists leaping up, cameras jostling. Chairman banged the gavel hard. Order! Order in the chamber! Patel sat rigid, face ashen, blood gone. His lead lawyer, a gray-haired man in his 60s, shot up. Mr. Chairman, I must object. Sit down, counsel. Raskin's tone was steel. Your client can speak for himself. Patel stared at the blown-up signature on the screen behind Raskin. His own name, 10 feet tall. Director, Raskin said quietly, almost soft. Do you recognize this document? Silence. Your own. More silence. Lawyer tried again. Senator, my client needs time to... Time? Raskin stood, rare for a senator in questioning. This directive killed the Epstein probe. Stopped interviews. Blocked releases. Ended every lead. And you signed it the same day you met White House officials. The same day. What did they tell you in that meeting, Director? What did they ask? Patel finally spoke. Voice thin, strained. Senator, I was not... Don't. Raskin cut clean. Don't say you weren't involved. Don't say you didn't know. Your signature's right there. Another page. And here's the aftermath. FBI Epstein-related activity plunged 94%. Witness interviews, 0. Document analysis, 0. Fieldwork, 0. You didn't slow it down. You ended it. And this, Raskin said, pulling one final sheet, should alarm every American. An internal FBI list created 2021, updated 2025 under your watch. Title: Individuals excluded from Epstein-related investigative activities. He held it high. 47 names, each with a code for protection. Code A, political sensitivity, 12 names. Code B, diplomatic relations, 8 names. Code C, national security concerns, 15 names. And Code D. He paused. Code D, executive branch protection, 12 names. Dead quiet. You could hear breathing. Executive branch protection, Raskin repeated. The White House shielding 12 Epstein-connected individuals from FBI scrutiny. He fixed on Patel. Is that National Security Director? Or a cover-up? Patel's lawyer rose again. Mr. Chairman, my client invokes his Fifth Amendment right. He will not answer this or any further questions on... The room exploded again. Fifth Amendment. The FBI director pleading the Fifth. Raskin nodded slowly, like he'd anticipated it, even welcomed it. Fifth Amendment. The right against self-incrimination. He returned to his table, gathered the stack. The FBI director believes answering questions about the Epstein investigation might incriminate him. He turned to the cameras. Americans watching, are you hearing this? Your top law enforcement official can't discuss a child trafficking probe without risking self-incrimination. He said. These documents released to the public tomorrow morning. All 2,300 pages. Every email directive, protected name. One last look at Patel. The truth always surfaces, Director. Always. And you've just guaranteed the country sees you've been hiding it. Hearing wrapped 5 minutes later. Technically continued with other questions, but no one heard them. All focus on Raskin naming the cover-up, showing the proof, cornering Patel into the Fifth. Internet ignited minutes later. Raskin 47 trending globally. Cable news went live. Experts debated if Patel had just ended his career. Somewhere, 47 powerful people were likely scrambling phones in panic. This isn't theory anymore. Not speculation. It's congressional record, 2,300 pages of evidence. And Kash Patel, the promised transparency champion, just took the Fifth rather than explain killing probes into 47 Epstein-linked figures in a child trafficking network. Want what's next? Subscribe. Tomorrow those files drop. Every name, code, protected person. I'll break down every page here. Share this wide. The pressure stays on until those 47 names surface. 3 minutes. That's all Raskin needed to tear down the wall. 2,300 pages, one signature. Fifth Amendment. Patel silent, cornered, exposed. The reckoning's here.